Welcome to Jurassic Mars, space, dinosaurs, ancient Martian wars, and a planet shattering explosion that literally resets Earth's history. Hit your thrusters and brace for impact, Starfleet, because Star Trek Strange New Worlds is officially back for season 4, and they just dropped us straight into the deep end of the time stream. We're unpacking the lore, the laughs, the science, and all the spoilers. So pour your favorite drink from 10 forward, steady your warp cores, and let's boldly go right into Val's Marina.
Gotcha, Liz.
Marinara. Oh, I want to say Marinara so bad.
And I'm so glad you did, because that's what we're
Oh,
going to refer to us for the rest of the episode.
I was doing okay-ish until then. All right, so here we are. We are back. Star Trek Strange New Worlds has made it to a season 4. We pick back up with Valles Marineris. All right, we won't delay. Let's get straight into the questions for this Marinara episode. All right, so first question. So, how do you feel about the episode dropping the Enterprise into prehistoric Earth's neighborhood via a Category 10 interstellar squall? I know Vera of Men was kind of getting into her jollies a little bit before we pressed live about how she felt about this prehistoric time warp Valles Marineris.
So is the interstellar squall what sucked them in?
So, yes.
Okay. I was excited. First of all, I have always been a person who is really excited about prehistoric Earth, just trying to because no one actually knows exactly. There are always theories about how it all went down. But to see that they got sucked through a time warp, which is just another thing that excites me about science fiction, because there's so much that we really don't know about time, about the universe, about everything that has anything to do with the galaxies, other planets, had me geeked. And the fact that there were Martians that predated humans, geeked. I was so geeked. I was into it. It had me so.
All right. Thank you, Bear of Man, Jermaine.
Well, okay, so I loved the episode, and I just want to start by saying this one episode is so much better than most of the last season. Let me just say that, right? Because I was not feeling last season. This episode, though, took me back to Star Trek, right? It doesn't really matter which series you were watching. This was Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? It was a morally ambiguous situation that they had to deal with. And I was here for every moment of it because it was so real. And it was like she said, would you do something different if you were in my shoes? Nah, buddy. I would be doing the same. I probably would have been belligerent on your ass.
Can we also address the fact that there was an arachnid planet? A planet full of roaches?
And some roaches.
Roaches. That was just taking over. Just destroying everything. I would have shot them up too. I don't care how many different variations of them insects, I'd kill them. That's all I got to say. Get rid of them. We gotta go.
Right over. Just hit the reset button.
Just hit the reset button. You're doing the universe a favor. Okay? Getting rid of roaches.
All right.
The images look German too.
All right. So with that being said, and I think I already have the answer. Just seeing how you all are nerding and geeking out over the first question. So does the wormhole and time travel explanation for the dinosaurs and Martians hold up, or did you find it a bit convoluted?
So okay, so I'm gonna say no, it wasn't all that convoluted. If you watch Star Trek in the past, there are so many
Time travel, time warp.
different ways in which you can go, forward and back in time. And but what it did, and a lot of people aren't talking about this, was for me, it made me say, if you watched Star Trek The Voyage Home, which came out in, I don't know, like 84, 85, something like that. It made me say, is this why Spock knew exactly what to do when they went back in time? So I really loved this episode for that.
I don't think it was convoluted at all because we don't know a single thing about a wormhole and what happens when you are sucked into said wormhole. It could be a little time jump. It could be, and the fact that it predated humans, so possible. So possible. I mean, I don't know. I love everything about time travel. For any time that is like slipped into some type of science fiction, I'm like, what they gonna do with it? What they gonna do with it? I love the options that he was left with at the end of the episode.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and skip the next question because I feel like you guys have pretty much been answering it within the other question. And so the question that I want to skip to is how well did the episode handle the presentation paradox regarding humanity's origin? And I think Vera Ben kind of went to it a little bit with the Martians. So how well did the episode handle the predestination?
When they showed that Martians were the reason for their own downfall and the initiation of humankind, I was like, totally possible. Totally possible. Because it's Captain Kirk, right?
Kirk said, no, Captain Pike.
Pike. I'm sorry. It's Captain Pike. Pike says, hold on. There's no fifth planet. Like, if we all sit and think for a second, there's no fifth planet. Like, how do I know that we're supposed to stop them? And the fact that Martians had technology like that on that level,
going through the walls.
I was like, that's like lost technology because they can't even do that.
Yeah.
Without whatever suit, they were like, you're smaller than us. You're not as strong as us. What? I was into it.
Hi there. Jermaine, your thoughts?
How well did the episode handle the predestination paradox regarding? Okay, so yes, I agree with everything that Barrowman said. That's first and foremost. What I really love, it was okay. So it was so much to unpack. It was an excellent episode because of what we learned in the end. It was like our actions, because of the prime directives, we try to do our best not to get involved, but had we not gotten involved, we wouldn't exist. We would be the reason for our own downfall. So it was like mind blown in that particular moment. So it was wonderful to watch. It was wonderful to see. It was like this was predestined to occur. You had to be in that place at that particular time, and had you not, all of humanity would cease to exist. The decision you made is what kept us alive.
And not
as morally ambiguous as it was.
And not making a decision was not an option.
I need my glasses for this.
All right. And so for the next question, it was actually Spock's idea, but the question reads, "What did you think of Captain Pike's tactic of flying directly into an explosion to trigger a wormhole back home?"
So Spock's decision to do that. So for him, it was simple math, physics, chemistry, biology. It was all of that, which he can do. Like and so like of course it would be Spock that would save the day. That it it was preordained, if you will, that Spock would save the day with some last minute happenings, and that's exactly
Change
what
the
happened. And
background.
so yeah, it made
Okay.
sense. Made sense.
Update my background. Speaking of Spock, Bear of Men.
Um, I love Spock. So, and I love his calculations. Love that he thought about a way to get home. I loved how I loved how I loved how the explanation at the end showed how Mars became what it was. I loved all of that. It's gonna be a lot of love in this. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So speaking of Mars, fifth planet or lack thereof, so Captain Pike has to decide to not save the fifth planet between Mars and Jupiter to preserve our history. Did this moral dilemma feel earned?
Okay, so I'll go. So in the moment that he made that particular decision, I'm gonna say in the moment, no, but it was only after the science came back and they realized, had this not happened, yada 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 yada. So in that particular moment, I'm gonna say no, it wasn't earned. However, once they found out, yeah, it meant everything. Like the entire galaxy would be completely different without humans, right? And had those arachnids lived, there would be no humans. They would have ate the humans. They would have ate. You know what I'm saying? So, and it could have been the fact that those women went on the planet that germinated what was needed to create the humans. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. We don't know.
We really don't know, and that's the whole paradox of it all. Um, I think that it was moral. And I think it was moral because she told him, "You guys don't exist. You can't stop me from doing what I need to do right now to try to save my people today. And I'll die doing it." So I think morally he stood his ground on a lot on morally his respect was to another captain too. He was thinking and calculating as well. But morally I feel like he was sticking beside the captain. Because he would have, as he said at the end of the show, he would have made the same decision. We're gonna ram this whole thing right into it. It is what it is. Or we're gonna, or not ram right into it, but we're gonna shoot it. Where we can't leave. We know that it is what it is. And they were such a like the Martians were such a calculated, thoughtful people. So it's not like they didn't know. They knew what was going on. They knew they were gonna die.
Okay. So, next question. Do you agree with the criticism that the entire weight of this massive ethical quandary was rushed into the last few minutes?
Well, my answer is gonna be like, fuck them hoes. I don't give a fuck what they think. The episode was good. Did we have to wait until the end for there to be a climax, a conclusion? Okay. most good things happen at the end anyway. So why not?
I love a little suspense building. I like to be, toyed with a bit. I like for a little bit. I like a little bit of information. A little bit of games. Before you give me my final piece of the episode. So I just thought it was much appreciated. I got what I needed at the end. I was satisfied. And if we being clear, all you need to do is be satisfied at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Otherwise, what are we doing this for?
Because otherwise, what was the rest of it for? What was the rest of it for? I mean, you gave me my dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? You gave me T-Rex. Come on now, stunned him. My girl was a savage. You let me see what the little arachnids look like. So yeah, the suspense needed to build.
Okay. I guess this is that show. All right. I guess for me, as long as it makes sense in the end, you know, then I'm good with it. To loosely echo what you filthy little minds are going and getting after. All right. So what did you think of the tragic element that the price of humanity's existence was the absolute destruction of another world?
Okay, so I'll answer.
I just said they had to go.
What'd you say?
They were arachnids. They had to go.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care. It could have been Venus. It could have been Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Mercury, Pluto, Neptune.
Well, Pluto big on.
Which one did I miss?
Okay. They was just sucking Mars dry. They wasn't trying to communicate. They had to go.
At all. They didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn.
What they would have did with the dinosaurs out there.
So check this out. At least the Martians were humanoid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to say you got to side with the humanoids just because they're humanoids, but you definitely know that the arachnids are the type of culture, the type of people who don't give a damn about nobody else. You know this, right? Okay. So, what allegiance do you have to them?
Yeah.
Fuck the Prime Directive.
They screwed over the Martians.
And how had to ruin its own planet just to stop them. Because the roaches were spreading.
Space roaches. Just burn the whole house down. Just burn the whole house down. You got an infestation.
Wait a minute. Do we have a raid bomb? Do we have a raid bomb that we
raid? Some Bengal. Something. They all gotta go. All right. So the Martians just took action at the end rather than debating. Was this a satisfying resolution, or did it make the bridge crew look a bit dim?
No. Okay, so it didn't make them look dim because Starfleet, the Federation, they like to deliberate, right? They like to talk. They like diplomacy, right? That's what we know. That's what we understand. And so, okay, so now once you've made the decisions that you've made, now we have to react, we have to respond, and we have to respond in our own interests, whatever they may be. So I don't think that it made them look dim, if you will. Might have made them look naive, thinking that just because you're from the future, you're more advanced than they are. And in some ways, Starfleet was. In some ways, they weren't, right? And so they might have looked a bit naive, but I'm not going to say dim.
Barrett, man, your thought?
I think it made them look naive for sure. It made them look like not underdeveloped, but No, there's just no better word than naive. Like it made them look immature. Like they didn't really realize that all the diplomacy in the world couldn't stop them from going what they were going through. And that was really important, I think, for this episode because the Martians understood, like, as soon as they realized what time they were from, they were like, oh, baby, you can't help us. You can't do nothing for me.
You don't even exist.
Moving on. You don't even exist. So the technology you finna teach me on how to talk to some arachnids, baby. I don't need that. You gonna keep that. Because what has been done, baby. And I'm about to do what I'm for. Straight up. And I understood that. Like literally. I understood that. I was like, right? Girl. Because he don't know what he's talking about. Talking to some goddamn roaches. Oh, what? So now I got to live on a planet with him, right? After they killed millions of my people. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want to talk to him. We good.
We ain't gonna never. The furniture ain't gonna never be the same. We have an infestation. You not getting it.
Look, you see what they do to that part of the planet? Hell no, we can't talk about nothing. They eat us. We good.
Yeah, I think Pike relied too heavily on the diplomacy, and I love the catch-22 because she heard him out. And it's to me it just reminds me something out of my playbook. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna listen to everything you got to say. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you get all the way to the period, let you pass up the commas and the semicolons. I'm gonna let you get all the way to the period, and it's gonna still be enough. so I did appreciate that. I was like, it was like a ha. Wait a minute, I thought we had resolved this. I never said that. I just heard you out.
Oh, you thought I was listening and they changed something.
No, I was just being polite. Since you done came some millions of years from the future and all. Okay, nice.
Baby, I realized when I grabbed your ship, you had what I needed. Come on now. You lucky I let you live.
We been doing this. Y'all using the phasers and y'all are teleporting, but we been walking through walls. All right. And so how did you feel about the twist that the Martians survived on a genetic level?
I secretly wondered if they were trying to tell us that we are descendants from Martians, because they never specified where it went.
So I actually, how do I say this? So what Dr. Mbinga basically said was there are several species that are related to these Martians. Excuse me. Humans included. And so what that basically told me was, yeah. And so what that told me was, yeah, these Martians were out in space. They didn't all die, and they settled on different planets. And it's possible that that these Martians had intermingled with humans at some point. And like we know that there are Cro-Magnons, there are Neanderthals, and all that other good stuff. Who's to say that they weren't one of those species that were on Earth that died out a long time ago?
I also think about how, if you've ever watched like shows that talk about what happened on Mars, how you can tell that there was water and life on Mars, and that a lot of people feel like, well, we're a neighboring planet. How far do we really think they went? You know what I'm saying? So I just loved how they played into that. I really did. And I love how they wrapped the whole Mars thing in a bow.
Or even the fact that a piece of Mars flew into Earth, and that is what caused the extinction of the dinosaurs, which led to the Ice Age and all of that. So
I
like
don't think it was
it
Mars.
explained. I'm sorry.
It wasn't Mars. It was the arachnid planet.
Oh yeah, yeah. I apologize. Um, yeah. So it was amazing to me. Kind of like what Barrowman said at the very beginning. It was like, man, like this stuff actually could have happened. Who's to say that it didn't?
I think I liked it better than the rubber band theory. The big-
Literally, literally, we just came out of nowhere. Really?
All
I
right.
think
Um, so overall, did this episode deliver the strong season kickoff fans expected after the dramatic season 3 finale? And so, if you like to, you can go into your rating from Mayfair to 10 after this. But just overall, as an opener for season 4, did this episode meet your expectations or exceed them?
So this is what I'm gonna say. After season 3, yeah, this exceeded my expectations. Now, did it give me, a space battle and all of that? No, it didn't give me all of that. It returned to classic Trek in the way that classic Trek is, because it gave us a moral dilemma, and you had to like really like wrestle, like what would you do? What would you do in that particular situation? And so I loved that. That is classic Trek. And so yeah, my rating, Mayfair 210, would be, I don't know, 8.59, because of what they did in this particular episode. And at the same time, they kind of turned the page from season 3, which I think was needed.
All right, Bear of Man. Thank you, Tremaine.
it's a 9 for me for sure. I didn't see an actual battle, and I wish that they would have showed us what the arachnids completely look like outside of their cryo chamber. That might have took me over the edge, you know. Just seeing what life was like if they would have, like, I saw how pretty the planet was, but they didn't give us a sense of what Martian life could it was actually like. They gave us Earth. They gave us prehistoric Earth, and I loved it. But I think I would have gave it a 10 if we could have got into. We knew how intelligent they were. We knew they were a humanoid, but we didn't know how they were living on their planet. You know, we didn't know how deep the rabbit hole went for Martians, and I guess because we know that there was life on Mars once. I mean, we know this based off of the voyages we've taken at our current era, right now onto Mars. We know that there was something going on there, and we know that something stopped it from actually existing. If they would have kind of dove deeper into that, I think I would have been a little bit more excited and gave it a 10. As far as last season, I ain't got nothing to say about it because I love when a new season of a show like Star Trek picks up with a brand new theme. So I loved it.
For me, I'm gonna go 9. I love where they went with it. They touched on kind of with Laan kind of going back to like this primitive self by punching a dinosaur in the face. I would like to see just a bit more of that as opposed to just like dropping that on us and then just like not really doing anything else with it. And so not a ton of notes on this episode. Again, much like you guys have mentioned, like the prehistoric Earth and I'm always here for a good time travel wormhole. Like that just gives me my jollies. I don't know what it is. I just love a good just time travel, storyline. So that always does it for me, especially with Star Trek. They're already, much to Jermaine's point, doing better than last season because it was a lot of quirky bullshit and fluff and filler happening. Now I'm not an original Trekkie like Bear of Men and Jermaine and Bear of Men's mom from the TOS. So, in a way that's good and bad because I have a fresh lens and I'm not comparing everything to the original series. But um, I see where fans of the original series get frustrated with some of the quirky pieces that they kind of upplay too much in some of the or did anyway in some of the other episodes from last season. Um, but overall, really good season opener for me. So I'm gonna stick with a strong 9 for the season opener, and I'm excited to see where they go with this. It's strong 9. Um, excited to see where they go from here. Now I know we did kind of hit our thrusters and our propellers through this episode, but if there was anything that we did
No!
that we did not touch on that you guys would like to mention, I apologize for not doing that before the overall rating. So I feel like we kind of got the gist of everything, but anything else that's noteworthy that you all want to mention?
I
Nah,
kind of love
nah.
that my boy got a girl, you know what I'm saying? They got my boy with a lady. Spot got him an old woman. You know what I'm saying? And I love that there's another annoying Vulcan.
Yes, she
I
pissed
did
me
not
off.
like her.
She
I
pissed
didn't like her either. I was like, baby, you better be glad it's her, Aurora. Because if it was me, honey, I'd have had to tell you, I'd have been the Erica on the show. You're irritating me. Yeah, you get on my nerves. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. You getting on my damn nerves. So
the
Let
space
me ask you a question. Was it
Dinosaur.
because it was her, or like if she was talking like that to any other character, would you feel the same way?
if she was talking like that to Spock, I probably wouldn't have cared because it was like, you should know how this go.
Uh,
But I think it was because it was Aurora. Because it was like she always excited talking to people. Don't play with her. Like, oh
mhm,
my God.
mhm,
She's trying to be the best, that
mhm.
she could be. Here you go with this extra analytical shit. Like, come on now.
So this is what irked me early on about that particular Vulcan character when she was talking about you got the what did she say when she was talking about the dialect, is that what she said? You got the dialect wrong or something like that. And she looked, and her looked over at Spock, and Spock like kind of shook his head. What that told me that number one, you can't expect someone who's speaking a different language to get your language 100%. Like I don't know anybody who does that. I live here in Houston, and they're all different types of people from all over the country, and they're speaking English. Their English is not 100%, but you know what the hell they're saying. Keep on going. That pissed me
Like,
off.
like you had to point that out. Find you some business.
You're new here. Get somewhere and go sit down before you be some subatomic space wastes.
And it made me wonder whenever her comment was like she made a mistake at the end of the episode. I was like, does that mean that's the last of her? I kind of don't want it to be though. I want to be annoyed by her a little bit longer. She was funny.
I ain't gonna lie. She was good. She was good TV. She was good TV. I still didn't like it. So
Well, she did her job. All right. Anything else other than the Vulcan that nobody likes?
that's it.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for the season opener of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Valles Marineris, not Marinara. Um, join us. We'll be covering Cape Fear on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Also, we're still covering House of the Dragon. Um, and so we'd love to see you there in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and we'll see you soon.
We've got questions and we know you have answers, so make love to our senses in the comments. Drop them down below.